Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. We are discussing social inequality, which we discussed also in the previous some lectures. Today we shall continue that very topic, social inequality. Today we shall deal with social stratification, which is a sort of social inequality. We have discussed this social stratification in the yesterday's topic. Today I will elaborate upon that. Some more points will be discussed about that. Types of social stratification or manifestations of social stratification or forms of social stratification will be discussed in today's topic. So social stratification. I have mentioned about social stratification in the last lecture that it's a sort of when we are placing different groups or classifying different groups in the society and positioning at different these places, or keeping at those groups at different places due to their differential access to the power, property, resources, etc. So it is simply a division of society into different groups on the basis of power, property, social class, social status. So it can take three forms. So social stratification can take three forms or manifestations. First, caste, it is a type of social stratification. Class, it is a type of social stratification. Estate, it is a sort of social stratification. Let us discuss first caste briefly. My dear students, as we know that caste is a form of social stratification. It decides the position that a man occupies in society. एक इंसान किस कास्ट से बिलोंग करता है वो उसकी सोशल पोजीशन भी डिसाइड करती है. ये हमारी कास्ट नहीं है जो हम अपनी कास्ट की बात करते हैं. नो, it had been unique to India and is still existing in some form or another form, but it had it has some deep roots in Indian society. There has been religious background about that. Some scriptures have been mentioned about that, but as we know that this Indian society had been broadly divided into four castes, as we know, like Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. We know that Brahmanas are enjoying the topmost position. They are enjoying more privileges, and they are being considered, they are being fit for these noble jobs, or those jobs which have high status, which have high roles, like that of teachers, professors, these priests, like that. Kshatriyas, they are being considered good and they are considered as warrior class to go in army, like that. Vaishyas, which are being considered good for trading, then farmers, traders, they are good for that. And Shudras, they have nothing for that except to do some menial jobs, some dirty jobs, like that. Shudras, like Dalits, untouchables, they are enjoying the lowest position in the social hierarchy in Indian society. So what I have written is a form of social stratification, that is caste. It decides the position that a man occupies in society. Caste system is unique to India. It is deep rooted in India. While we find that Indian society is broadly divided into four castes like Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. These castes are further divided into hundreds of castes. Brahmanas enjoy highest position while Shudras are regarded at bottom position. All these castes are different from one another and enjoy different social positions. Different castes have different food habits. Different castes have different social relations. Different castes have different civil and religious rights. Different castes have different occupations to do. For example, as I already mentioned, that Brahmanas are fit for They are considered as intellectuals. Priests, teachers, professors, Kshatriyas are considered considered as warrior group. Vaishyas are considered as traders, and Shudras are for the menial jobs, to collect dirty things in the bazaars, in the streets, do some menial jobs. Then there are restrictions on the type of marriage or the marriage choice, what they choose for mating, just like Shudra had to choose only from the Shudra. That is, all groups or all castes are endogamous. That is, they have to choose their mates within their own group, within their own caste. So there are restrictions on marriage choices. So there is some sort of division in the society, in the Indian society, on the basis of caste. Caste is this achieved status, that is, it is that status which is achieved on the basis of birth. In what caste or in which caste a person takes his birth, he is, throughout his life, he is to be in that caste. For example, if a man is born in a Shudra family, he will remain Shudra throughout his life. He cannot attain the status of Brahman. Whatever achievements, whatever efforts he made for that, but he still is a Shudra and enjoy that very respect which a Shudra deserves. So it was a caste. Then we shall discuss class, as we know that class as caste is unique to India, but class is universal in nature. It exists in every society. My dear student, we know that this society has been divided into different classes. For example, there is elite class or upper class. Then there is middle class. Broadly speaking, it can be many more, but broadly speaking, elite class or upper class, middle class, then lower class or working class, and still below that there are poor class, who have nothing to do or nothing to achieve. All these classes enjoy different social positions. As upper class, they have full access to the power corridors, political cloud. They have political cloud. They have access to means of production. They have access to land. They have everything to do. They have everything to occupy. But then there is a middle class. They still enjoy some good respect. And the working class is very pitiable position. They have to work in these factories, industries, like that. In the farming, they have to work on land. So they have to work very much hard to get few penny for their livelihood. So it was the class. Then their class is also a sort of social stratification. Then there is a estate. Estate represents a type of stratification. It too is a sort of stratification that existed in Europe during the Middle Ages. जो दरमियानी जो एक ज़माना था यूरोप में, वहाँ पे एस्टेट सिस्टम हुआ करता था. ये एस्टेट क्या है? The estate system consists of 3 man divisions. यहाँ पे man 3 divisions हुआ करते थे. पहला था the first estate यानी first and foremost group was the clergy यानी priests. They enjoyed full this privilege there in the European society. They were in full clout. They were in full power. Their rulings and the decisions were to be respected. The first class, that is the clergy, which enjoyed the topmost position in the European society. The second estate was called the nobility. Okay, my dear students, then there was the third and the last estate, in which ordinary people were kept. Ordinary people, that is workers or like that. In this hierarchy, the clergy were at the top, and the commoners or the third estate has to be at the bottom. And there was some reasons why this happened in the European. So it had a long history, and the time does not allow us to go for that. It was briefly why we discussed caste, class, and estate, where the forms of social stratification. Inshallah, tomorrow we shall come up with some more interesting topic. Until then, assalamu alaikum.